old R2-D2 go back and tell Master Yoda how smart he was. Yes! What is going on, guys? Happy Saturday to you, and I am super excited for the weekend. I don't know about you, but you're probably like, what the freak is R2-D2 doing here? I'm about to give you 2 ETFs that I own that I think Master Yoda would be proud of, okay? So rather than taking the new stimulus check that we're getting probably here in a couple months and spending it on the new PS5 or Xbox or sports betting or whatever it is you do with your $1,200, I would challenge you to take that $1,200 and put it into either one of these ETFs. I'm not a financial expert, but I can almost guarantee if you're willing to let it sit for minimum of 5 years, you're going to be very happy with the returns you get. So without further ado, if you haven't already, smash the like button. Helps the algorithm. I'm small but growing, and I need your guys' help. Also subscribe. So both of these ETFs, they have very different targets of what they're trying to accomplish and kind of the groups of companies that are in them. And I like them both for 2 very different reasons. Okay, so first, SPYD. This is the Spyder Series Trust Portfolio S&P 500 High Dividend ETF. Now, essentially what it is it's a cluster of several of the companies that are in the S&P 500 which pay large dividends. So dividends are usually paid by companies that are very established. They typically not doing a ton of R&D, and these would be companies like Procter & Gamble, Boeing, McDonald's, Walmart, Home Depot, right? These companies are established, they know what they do, they know who their audience is, and they consistently give money back to investors, okay? So this particular fund pays anywhere from a 4 to 6% annual dividend. Right now it's sitting right around a 5. So every quarter, for every single share of this ETF that I own, I am getting roughly, it comes out to about 50 cents a share. So what this means is over time, you could take that 50 cents per share, compound it, right, and reinvest and get more equity. So this particular ETF isn't like, it's not Amazon. We're not asking it to go from $28 to $2,000. That's not the goal of this ETF. The goal of this ETF is to essentially be guaranteed a 5% return on your investment annually. So what this means for retirement is, let's say you had $1 million and you had it in this and you were just living off the dividends, that would be $50,000 a year that you could live off those dividends. So my particular personal goal with this is to get it to a point where my dividends are essentially my income. And that's one of the ways I hopefully plan to retire early. Okay, that is the first one. The second fund, which I am in love with, is XLK. Okay, this is a technology sector ETF. Now, this one doesn't pay a very good dividend, pays right around 1%. And that's because technology companies that are essentially listed in the NASDAQ, most of them do not pay dividends, and if they do, they're very small because they're constantly reinvesting in their company, trying to innovate, doing stock buybacks and everything to increase their stock price. So usually when you play and want to get invested in technology companies, you're not necessarily looking for dividends, you're looking for that killer growth, okay? So this fund, and why I like this fund more than like a NASDAQ 100 tracker or anything like that, is because this particular fund has 2 powerhouse stocks that essentially compile for almost half of this ETF. So if these 2 stocks are killing it, this ETF is boom, it's killing it, okay? And those 2 companies are Microsoft and Apple. Those 2 combined account for more than 40% of this fund. And those 2 companies are tanks, okay? There's earnings are gonna be coming out, and this video is pre-recorded and it's going out Saturday, so earnings are actually coming out right now, and I can see that it's up after hours, so I'm assuming earnings are good and investors are reacting to that. And these have been absolute tanks. Like if we just look at the 5-year, for example, what is this? $40, okay? So mind you, it's not 100% Apple and Microsoft, but in November of 15, let's say $44 a share, and now we're sitting at essentially $108 a share. That is insane. And just to make it sweeter, you get a 1% dividend, right? So you can say, okay, inflation, boop, taken care of by the dividend, boop, okay, and reinvest that, continue to grow. But as Apple becomes more of a dominant force, and as Microsoft becomes more of a dominant force, and essentially every 5 years it seems like those stocks double or triple. In the case of Microsoft, I remember being in college, it was like $50 a share, and I was like, do I want to buy it? Do I want to buy it? No, I don't want to buy it. I bought freaking like Ferrari. Like, why did I do that? Now Microsoft's $200 a share. What was I doing? It's times 4. I could have quadrupled my money basically, man. So that is the reason why I absolutely love this fund. And for like $107, right, whatever it's at here, Apple close to $400 a share. Microsoft around 200 plus, like, I don't know, like 2 to 220 a share. So you can own chunks of those companies and still be somewhat diversified. I know Visa's in here. There's some other really prominent good companies in this fund. You can have exposure to those big tech companies that really drive the market for a fraction of the price and get that sweet dividend. So just something to think about next time. And when that stimulus check comes, we can make R2-D2 go back and tell Master Yoda how smart we were. Yes. Now, most important thing, you must increase your knowledge. If you're not increasing your wealth, you're increasing your knowledge. So, fun fact of the day, August 1st, here we go. Okay. In 1873, San Francisco's first cable car begins running, operated by Hadley's Clay Street Hill Railroad Company. Now, I mean, it just kind of blows my mind, right? You've got airplanes now. You've got rockets. We're on the freaking Mars. It's like Elon Musk is going to be taking over. But in 1873, railroads were like the innovative thing. And it's amazing to think about how far we've come since then and what the world's going to look like in 100 years. It's going to be crazy. We're going to be flying everywhere. And who knows, maybe this guy's going to be like our best friend. Maybe he's off. He's in a galaxy far, far away. But that's a story for another day. So, guys, thank you for sticking around and watching the whole video. Please drop a like and a sub. That would be greatly appreciated. Have an excellent weekend, and I will see you tomorrow.